Okay, I wanted to do a quick review of my new solar powered hand crank flashlight. I believe the way you pronounce the name here is Ivation. I use flashlights every single day because in my job I have to arrive to a business early in the morning that is completely abandoned and I'm the first one there. I've got to get everything started up and it's very dark. So having a nice convenient flashlight for me is a must. Get tired of having to replace batteries and all the other flashlights that I have, and I decided I wanted to get something that does not need to have batteries replaced. So I found this Ivation solar powered hand crank flashlight on Amazon and thought I'd give it a shot. So I ordered this on Amazon last week. It was only $15. It arrived in the mail pretty quickly. I unpackaged this thing and it appeared that it is already fully charged. Started playing around with it and it feels really good. I really like it. It's just a cool flashlight. It's an LED. You hit the button and the middle LED light comes on, and then you hit it again and the other two lights come on, and then you hit it a third time and it goes into this flashing emergency type mode. This flashlight, I think, is considered a camping emergency flashlight. And I probably forgot to mention that it actually has three LED lights there. Well, I decided to give this a test the first day I had it. I decided to use the hand crank. According to the instructions, you're supposed to crank it at a pretty good rate of speed for 1 solid minute, and that will fully charge this thing up. So I did that, and I found it to be a little difficult to crank because the charging alternator system has a pretty good resistance to it, and my hand was getting a little tired after 45 seconds. But it is certainly doable. But I like the idea of having the hand crank and be able to charge this thing up in 1 minute. So I decided to go ahead and test it. I left it on the highest setting, all three LED lights, and after 4 solid hours of being on, this thing still had a slight bit of power to it. It was pretty much unusable at that time, but it still had some battery power. That's pretty amazing. So the next day I actually set this out in my car, actually the truck on the dashboard. It was a nice sunny day and let it charge up using the solar panel on this thing. I left it out there all day, and that has been about 6 days ago. And since then, I have kept this thing out of the light. I have not used the hand crank, and I have been using it every single day. Uh, and it is still doing super good. I can't tell a difference in the light that's coming out of it. In other words, it still seems to be fully charged after 6 days of not being charged up at all. Well, this is pretty darn handy for me personally. And I added a wrist strap to it here. You see, it's got a nice little eyelet on the back that you can do that with, because I want to be able to have this tied around my wrist as I'm going through my morning routine of opening everything up and having this flashlight ready to go. So, my review of this is I am pretty darned impressed with it. I guess the big question is, how long is this going to last? It does have a 2-year warranty, I do believe. I'd have to go back and look at the information on it again, but I think it's guaranteed for 2 solid years. So as long as the battery life is lasts that long and it's still accepting a charge, I think this is a great deal for 15 bucks. It is pretty darn cool. So I plan to buy a couple more of these, keep one in each vehicle and one here at the house, and that's it. That's my review of the Ivation solar powered hand crank flashlight.